Spain, Netherlands, Ireland and Slovenia have withdrawn from Eurovision 2026 in protest of Israel's participation. We also have the songs released from Festival Akungas, Supernova and Eesti Laul, and lots of other national final news. We need a Eurovision 2026 news update. Let's kiki. Hi, my name is Tom, I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So lots of political talk today. If you are not interested in any of that and you want to skip, I will leave a timestamp for you in the time bar where I talk about all the non-political Eurovision related news, because I know some people are a little bit overwhelmed right now. But obviously the main story at this point in time is the fact that 4 countries have withdrawn from Eurovision: Spain, Slovenia, Ireland and the Netherlands. So a little bit of backstory for those of you who don't know what's been going on. December 4th was the first day of the General Assembly of the EBU, where we're expecting there to potentially be a vote on Israel's participation in Eurovision. A vote did happen, but not on Israel's participation. Recently, the EBU have put forward some new rules for Eurovision. Many of us presumed that there were going to be 2 votes, first one on these new rules, and then a second vote on Israel's participation in Eurovision 2026. That's not what happened. In the end, the EBU amalgamated the 2 issues together, kind of like a Trojan horse of sorts, and delegations were told to vote on accepting changes but not having a participation vote, or not accepting the changes and going to a participation vote. This system is not something that was made public before the General Assembly. I think if they hadn't made it public, it would have caused huge uproar, because why do you need to amalgamate the 2 issues? Why can't they be separate? Vote on these changes. These changes are good changes, by the way, in terms of the televote. They're not perfect, but it definitely makes it harder to cheat. And then afterwards vote on Israel's participation. Why do they need to be put together? So the result of this amalgamated vote was that the motion passed, the changes were accepted, which means a vote on Israel didn't happen. So we didn't get the vote on Israel that we thought was going to happen. And as a result of this, the 4 broadcasters from Spain, Netherlands, Slovenia and Ireland withdrew. We're still waiting on an announcement from Iceland. We've had several other broadcasters confirm that they are going to participate regardless of this vote. So this suggests to me that the EBU did a little bit of research and found that if they would have held a vote, it probably would not have gone in Israel's favor. And because of that, they came up with this new system to shoehorn in acceptance of Israel with something else. I think that that's the conclusion that they came to. I don't know who came up with that plan. Martin Green, the ESC director, is the face of Eurovision. He does all the announcements, but I don't think he is the main person pulling the strings. There's several layers above him. We know for a fact that Germany and Austria have been pushing heavily. They're definitely more powerful than Martin Green. There's several other director boards, etc., who are above him as well. So he's the messenger, but I think this plan came from higher ups, knowing that a upfront vote on Israel would have caused them to be voted out. So as I said, as a result of this, 4 broadcasters pulling out. They had threatened that they were going to do this before. Full respect to them for keeping to their word and holding up their integrity. So first of all, let's check out this statement from RTE. Ireland will not participate in next year's Eurovision Song Contest, and it will not be broadcast by RTE after the European Broadcasting Union confirmed that Israel will be allowed to take part. So really proud of Ireland, my country, for taking a stance and sticking to it. Crazy that we're losing the country that has the joint most victories in the contest, has been in the contest since the 60s. We also had a statement from Avrotros, the Dutch broadcaster. They have decided not to participate in Eurovision. This decision follows a careful process in which information was gathered from a wide range of stakeholders, as well as many thousand Eurovision fans who reached out. Taking everything into account, Avrotros concludes that participation under the current circumstances is incompatible with the public values that are essential to us. So yeah, incredibly sad to be losing Netherlands, one of my stan countries in the contest. I love this post here from Mugiwara Ailen. We are Netherlands, the first country to perform in Eurovision, the first country to be disqualified from the finale, and the first country to leave at the face of propaganda and humanity. And hopefully we will see the Netherlands back at some point in the future, but who knows when. We also had a statement from Slovenia's broadcaster. For the 3rd year in a row, the public has demanded that we say no to the participation of any country that attacks another country. We must follow European standards for peace and understanding. Eurovision has been a place for joy and happiness from the very beginning. Performers and audiences were united by music, and it should remain that way. Our message is we will not participate in the Eurovision if Israel is there, on behalf of the 20,000 children who died in Gaza. So really, really powerful statement from Slovenia. And Spain also releasing a statement saying that they are withdrawing also because of Israel's participation. ESC Gabe reporting that the EBU presidency has denied RTV a specific vote on Israel's participation. This decision increases RTV's distrust in the organization of the festival and confirms the political pressures around it. So RTV pointing out that they did specifically ask for a separate vote on Israel's participation. But like I said, those two things were mixed together as a way for the EBU to get Israel in. And also potentially some of the broadcasters maybe asked for that as an off-ramp for them to potentially hide behind so they could justify their decision. So yeah, really proud of these 4 countries for sticking to their principles. The EBU's been trying to push this narrative that the contest is completely apolitical, and yet Russia and Belarus were removed in 2022. And we know that there's plenty of other governments around the world who, if they were eligible, would not be allowed to compete in Eurovision. So acting like there are no crossable lines is ridiculous, but also already proven to be false. And they say that they don't want it to turn into political theatre, but they need to accept the reality that some countries are going to try and do that, and have done that for the last 2 years, and will do so again this year as well. So the current outcomes of this vote are that these 4 countries have withdrawn, but we may have a 5th. Iceland are going to make a decision next Wednesday. I'm not expecting them to withdraw. I think they've always been kind of sitting on the fence. I think if enough other countries had withdrawn, they would have joined them. But I don't think 4 is enough for them. So I think they're going to backtrack and potentially participate. But who knows? They might surprise. We did see Martin Green saying possibly expecting 5 countries in total to withdraw. He also mentioned in that same interview with SVT that he's expecting 35 countries to be participating in Eurovision, which will be the lowest in the modern era, beating the previous record of 36 in 2004. So celebrating the 70th edition with record low numbers, kicking out 4 of the main countries in the contest. Okay, so how did this happen? According to Ynet News, Israel's 2026 participation was secured after a months-long diplomatic campaign that unfolded largely behind the scenes. So the EBU talking about not politicizing the contest, and their government is specifically interfering in the process to keep themselves in the contest. A coordinated effort involved Cannes executives, government advisors, and Israeli President Isaac Herzog. So in case you don't know, Isaac Herzog has already intervened in 2024 to get Israel's song accepted then as well. So this is just another example of government interference in the contest. It's meant to be non-political, but once again, Israel does the absolute most to politicize it in every single way. So why are they going to such lengths to do this? The reality is that public opinion on Israel has absolutely plummeted since they ramped up using famine as a weapon in Gaza, to the point that not even the mainstream media, who have been constantly defending them, are able to gaslight the public anymore. So Israel is desperate for any kind of positive PR they can get. Eurovision televote is perfect for that. The Eurovision televote can be manipulated to give the impression that Europe actually supports Israel. In a poll, people are asked a yes/no question, so people who disagree can give their opinion. In a Eurovision televote where less than 6% of people vote, one person can vote 100, 150, 200 times and cancel out thousands of other people. There's also no against option. If you're against what Israel's doing, there's no method for you to demonstrate that. They can do a huge advertising campaign, mobilize the far right and right to vote 20 plus times. This gives the illusion that Europe supports them, and it works. Lots of Europeans see these results and think, wow, other people are okay what Israel's doing. Also, the government can show this to Israel people and say, look, people don't despise us. And unfortunately, a large portion of the general public don't understand this difference between a real poll and the Eurovision televote, which can be very easily manipulated. So this is why their president is intervening. This is why they set up a special government agency to interfere in the last 2-3 months. As Ynet reported, to lobby. We know that Israel has a gigantic lobby in America. It's called AIPAC. So this is something that Israel has a lot of practice in doing. Doing this on a smaller scale for Eurovision would have been an absolute piece of cake for them. Okay, so why are so many Eurofans upset about this? Obviously, one of the reasons that many Eurofans look at Eurovision with a set of values, and when the EBU chooses a genocidal state over 4 members who've been in the contest for a long time, that's very difficult to grapple with morally. It's also a safe space for a lot of fans. There's a lot of queer people, people of color, minorities who feel like Eurovision is a safe space. So much of the world is really moving to the right, and Eurovision was a more left-leaning for them to be able to express themselves freely. I definitely feel that way. So this veering of the contest to facilitate right and far-right principles makes a lot of fans worry that their safe space is being evaporated. So a lot of Eurofans are checking out. A lot of them are feeling the joy's been sucked out of the contest. Some people are completely boycotting. Some people are planning just to watch the national final season. I fully support whatever people need to do. I think each circumstance is different. For some people, Eurovision is just a side hobby. For other people, Eurovision is a huge part of their social life, their friend circle, the people that they talk to on a daily basis. So I think it varies on how easy it is just to dissect that out of your life. So I totally respect any decision that people need to do for their own mental health. So what's going to happen in the future? Is this something that's going to happen every single year? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see what happens. We don't even have a final number yet on how many countries are going to participate. Will they need to come up with other solutions in the future? It's still super early days in the 2026 season, so we don't know what's going to happen in the 2027 season. Let me know what your theories are down below. A couple of people asking what I'm planning to do this season. It's still super early days, so I'm not sure, but I'm definitely going to cover the national final season. I am a full-time content creator, so I rely on this channel to feed myself. I need food to live. I do have another profession, but for me to get re-registered in that and then get a job and then move to that job, we're looking at a minimum of 6 months. So I am going to plan an off-ramp in case I do need to jettison, but that's not something I can immediately do. I've invested 2.5 years of my life into creating this channel. I've made my bed a bit, so I'm not in a position to instantly decouple. Okay, let's move on to happier non-political news, and we have quite a few songs released. First of all, we have the 28 songs released for Festival Kunga's 64, which is Albania's national final. I've done a reaction to all 28 of those songs. That video was a slog, and it was a nightmare to get by copyright. If you want to support my channel, please go watch that, because this video is going to get demonetized because I've used several keywords that this platform does not like. Yeah, go check that out. There's a few bops in there. We also just had the 12 songs released from Eesti Laul, Estonia's national final. I haven't checked those out yet, but the hype around them has been absolutely huge. So I'm actually going to react to that next. I was going to do Supernova, but the hype of the Eesti Laul is so big. I want to check those out before I start getting spoilers. So really excited to see what Estonia's got. Apparently their songs are available on the media platform Jupiter, so they didn't put them up on YouTube, which is interesting. And then finally, as I alluded to, we also have the 24 songs competing in Supernova, which is Latvia's national selection. Those videos are up on YouTube too. I'm also going to do a video to that. I believe 4 of the songs have music videos as well. So I'll react to those 4 music videos and then the 20 audios for the other songs. Really excited for Supernova this year. This is one of my most hyped national finals, so I hope that it doesn't disappoint. Okay, we also have news that North Macedonia will not compete at Eurovision 2026. This is not related to Israel's participation. Some people leaving me messages saying that they've withdrawn out of protest. I'm not aware of any statements saying that, because we have this news here. It's in Polish, I need to translate it. The broadcaster of North Macedonia confirmed in an interview with ESC Spot that the country will not participate in Eurovision 2026. So this was confirmed to ESC Spot, and this was on December 1st, which is before the General Assembly happened. So this decision was made before. I believe this is a financial decision, not related to Israel. Couple of news outlets. This is like a theme of this season, how poorly news outlets are researching and sourcing. It is not related to Israel's participation that I'm aware of. If there's a new statement, you can let me know down below about that. Okay, we have some news about Vidbir. The 9 finalists for Vidbir have been chosen, and a 10th finalist is going to be determined by an online vote in January amongst the artists that did not qualify from the long list, one of which is Kayat. So let's look at these 9 finalists. We have Jerry Heil, who has represented them before, coming 3rd. We have Loud Lelica, who I believe won the fan vote. I think some fans were invited in to watch a rehearsal, and Lelica was their #1 choice. So really excited to see what she's got. Molody, who are the runners-up from last year. We have Monokate, who I think came 2nd in that fan vote. I think Jerry Heil was 3rd. Monokate is the solo project of Kate, who is the lead singer of Goe singing Shum. We have Mr. Vel, the Aliens, the lead singer of whom was in Junior Vision, very strong performer. Valeria Force, actually could read it better when it was in Cyrillic. Shakuta Ruba, who are coming up bringing a band feel as well. So really excited to see these songs for Vidbir. I'm really hyped to check out the songs. I presume they're going to be released maybe the end of December. I don't think there's an official date. We'll check the calendar at the end of the episode. Okay, we also have the 30 artists announced for Melody Festival, and I don't really need to do a big story about this because I've been revealing the rumored names on this news show for the last few weeks, and Often Blooded and Expressen got 30 out of 30 correct. So instead, let's go straight into these heats. In heat number 1, we have Indra, Beautiful Lie. We have Null 2. Beresud de Ord. These guys look interesting, actually. They could be giving something new. We have Junior Laren singing Copacabana Boy. Grajula singing Half of Me, who I would assume, this is not the running order, by the way, but I assume that he is one of the seeds for this semi. We have 18s singing Iconic, but also Jacqueline singing Women. So 3 really strong songs in this first heat. It's going to be very competitive to get those 2 directly finalen places. And then the third person will probably have to go into whatever final heat or Andra Hansen round they're doing this year. I'm not sure what format they're using this year. They change all the time. Heat number 2, Clara Almström. She's singing in Swedish, which is really nice. We have Arvin singing Glitter. He was in the show before a couple of years ago, so good to see him back. Honey Honey from Robin Bengtsson. Felicia singing My System. I love her shades. Very Carnival. We have Laila Adele singing Oxygen, and Bronsta City Släckers singing Rocked in I Elden. So I have to admit the seeds in this are a little bit less clear. I assume one of the seeds is Robin Bengtsson, but the other one isn't so obvious. Maybe it's Bronsta City Släckers, but this feels kind of open now. Maybe when we see the show it'll make more sense. Maybe there'll be a real standout second song, or maybe some of these 3 artists that I don't know are quite well known, but actually if you're Swede, let me know. Semi-final number 3, we've got Saga Ludvigsson, who I believe was in the contest last year. Patrick Jean singing Dust Till Dawn. Emilia Pantic, Ingenting, so another song in Swedish. Ingenting, I think means nothing. King of Rock and Roll from Korslag Da, so great to have a rock song. We've got Eva Jumatate singing Selfish, which is a cool song title. I want to see what that's about. And Medina singing Viva l'Amour, definitely a big favorite this year, Medina. Maybe the second one is Solga. Heat 4, we've got Myra Omar coming back with Dusat Daram. Hopefully she'll feel a little bit more confident this year, more confident on stage. We've got Kimberly singing Eternity. Erika Jonsson singing Forn Låndet, another Swedish song, great to see. Another Swedish song from Felix Manu, Hatar att jag älskar dig, I Hate That I Love You. I'm not sure what Forn Låndet means, maybe From the Land. Hollow from Smash Into Pieces, very excited to see what they've got. They've come third twice. Is this their year? Timo Räisänen singing Ingenting är efter oss. Nothing is after us. 2 songs with Ingenting in it. Yeah, big favorite here I'm guessing is Smash Into Pieces. Myra Omar potentially. I'm not so sure. Amongst these other 4, yeah, I would think Myra is the other big name. Heat number 5, we've got Delulu from Lilia Atfadi. Is that going to be a funny entry that does very, very well, or is it going to fall flat? We're definitely getting humor here though. Wilhelm Bockhaus, Hearts Don't Lie. I believe he's the son of the theatre director in Stockholm. Might be thinking of someone else. We have Långt från alla andra, which I think means far from the others. That looks like a boy band. I don't know what they're going to be giving us. I like his mustache though. And then we have Alexa singing Tongue Tied. Oh, that's such a cool song title. In case you don't know, Tongue Tied is when you are talking to someone, maybe you've got a crush on it and you can't speak. Your tongue is in a knot. So it's a really, really fun title. It gives the impression that it's going to be upbeat. She's going to be dancing around. I think she's changed her name as well, which I'll come to in a second. We have Sanna Nilsson, Waste Your Love, with a nice slick back look. And we have Blade. This E isn't from Swedish. I said that incorrectly in my last episode. I think it might just be Blade. Let's just call her that. Who You Are. So 3 big names here, plus a little bit of a wild card as well. This heat looks really, really, really difficult. And we don't know who's closing the 5th semi, which is usually a bit of a special spot given to one of the main contenders. So we don't know yet. Again, this is not in running order. This is just splat 6 names, but be interesting to see, is it given to Alexa? Is it given to Blade? Is it Sanna Nilsson? Probably one of these 3 ladies though. And speaking of Alexa, she is rebranding as Serenade, according to Pop Bass. She's going for a rebrand. Is she rebranding her music as well? Very excited. I cannot wait to see what Alexa's coming with. She's coming with a lot of the songwriters who wrote her America Eurovision Song Contest winning song, Wonderland. Okay, let's go to PZE. And first of all, they've got these really nice new graphics, which have got a real retro 60s, 70s feel. A lot of criticism for them last year because they were using AI, it appeared. I think they denied that they're using it, but it looked pretty AI. It's really, really, really cool. So some positive for PZ. Let's take whatever small positives we can get. They're also saying, I think that says February, does it? We have the artist list, the 24 artists announced for Pesma za Eurovision. I'm not going to read out all the names because I don't know all of them, but Stefana's informed me that Cosmos Trip, one of them ran for president in Serbia and got 9%. So he'll probably have a little bit of name recognition. I think Luka are quite an established band as well. Not too many recognizable names this year. We do have Harem Girls though, who were in Pesma za Eurovision last year. I think they ended up coming second, didn't they? So I would love if Harem Girls had a really, really awesome song. It's called Bom Bom. With Xenia as well, who's been in the contest before. Her song is called Yugoslavia. Yes, Diva. I've been watching old Eurovisions and there's a lot of really amazing Yugoslavian songs. My favorite one is Julie. But yeah, other than that, I have to admit, I didn't recognize too many of the other names. I wasn't expecting to, because I think a lot of artists are boycotting because they don't want to be associated with the broadcaster. But I'm very happy to see that the song count has been reduced to 24. I've been complaining for years that Pesma za Eurovision, when it was 28 or 30, was just too freaking big. It's smaller now, so I'm happy about that. It's going to be easier for me to cover. I have to admit, if the song quality wasn't good and there were 30 songs, I was actually kind of tempted to skip it this year. So the fact it's 24 makes it much more likely that I will cover it. We're still getting 2 semi-finals, and then the final will be held at the end of February. Okay, next up, let's go to Croatia, the 24 performers for Dora. And let's go through them. We've got Anduras, Ananda, who I remember from last year. Didn't you have that music video in Boreal Forest? Cold Snap, Devon, Emma Bubic, Fenska, who's a bit of a fan favorite. I believe he's part of the Eurofan community, and he used Eurofans to do his staging. He did a really cool kind of rap song last year, so really cool to see him back. Fran Uccialini, Irma, Ivan Sever. I don't recognize any of these names, by the way. I'm just reading them. We have Alana and Alara, lots of Lanas and Laras this year. We have Lelek coming back with Andromeda. Very exciting for this. I really hope that the song is in Croatian this year. I understand that they tried to get it changed to Croatian for the Dora final, but they were refused. Hopefully they're singing in Croatian this year. The song is called Andromeda. Really, really, really excited for that. I think it's my #1 hyped song of all of these. Lima, Marko Kotlic. I have to admit, I don't recognize any of the others. So really, I'm just excited for Lelek, Fenska, Ananda. And then there'll be some surprises. We don't need returning artists to build hype. Hopefully some of these artists are going to come out and surprise us and have something really, really fun. Okay, we've got more. There's so many artists being announced. We have the 18 artists taking part in the Malta Song Contest. The list includes former MSC runners-up Aiden and Matt Black. So let's go through this. Adria Twins, singing with a song in Maltese. I remember them. They were in last year, I believe. We have Aiden, who is one of the biggest stars in Malta, one of the best-selling artists. He's got a song called Bella, so definitely one of the big favorites. Chess Galea, I don't recognize. I think Chess is a very memorable name, so I don't remember them being in before. Denise, I believe she's been in before. Emma Franklin Calais has been in before, definitely. So has Janice Mangian. Kelsey Ator, Kurt Anthony's been in before. Liston Bongailas, that's a great name, Liston. Mark Anthony Bartolo, he's also been in the contest, I believe, last year. Matt Black, who was in the contest previously with the Banana, which came second. He's back with Ealea Hideda Ichon, which is called the flute. So I'm guessing we're getting a bop with a bit of Maltese flute played. That's going to be fun. Matthew Cilia, Brutality Mentality. Very interesting song title. So quite a few names there. Apparently they've released snippet clips as well, which got a very frosty reaction. I don't listen to snippets. I don't want the spoilers. No judgment on anyone who does listen to spoilers. It's just a personal preference for me. But apparently the snippets were not so hot. Less names than usual though. I think 18 is much, much less. I think we 24 maybe last year. Usually we're somewhere high up in the 20s. So at least they've recognized that maybe the quality is not as good and reduced the quantity. You only need one good song, and Malta do extremely well with the jury. So they'll be very happy that juries are back in the semi-finals. Okay, we have the 30 artist name for Sanremo, Italy's music festival, which doubles as their national final to pick their entry. Crickets to this. This got a really frosty reception. I think there were lots of hype. I was showing a couple of rumor websites talking about who could potentially be on this list. And yeah, I think a lot of people were disappointed not seeing those big names. Having said that, it's an opportunity to find out some new artists who've hopefully got some great music. We've got Arisa, and we've got Irma Meta. No Tommy Cash. I think, I have to admit, I did see Tommaso Paradiso, and I was wondering, is that Tommy Cash's Italian name? But it's not. So yeah, I have to admit, we have Fidesz as well, sorry, who's been in before. I assume there's some other ones who've been in before, but I don't instantly recognize them. I'm not the biggest Sanremo stan, apologies for that. Paddy Pravo, I recognize her name. and actually Michele Brave. I'm hyped for Elettra Lamborghini though. I loved her song before, so that I'm hyped for her, and I'm a little bit hyped for Irma Meta. Hopefully some of these other people that I don't know are going to surprise with a really fun song. Okay, we have the 8 artists participating in Dance MGP. They're going to be revealed on January 22nd, so something to look forward to if you like being underwhelmed. DR is working with the industry and various record companies to produce a strong and varied lineup. I hear that from them every single year. I will believe it when I see it. DR lies to me all the time. They always say they've got a winning song or something special. I want proof. Prove it to me. Show me a varied lineup. Show me something unique and different. DMGP needs to innovate. Their delegation needs to show up. Hopefully they got a kick up the bum from Sisal last year and they still remember that kick in their bum and they have progressed. Okay, finally, we've got some news from Eurovoix. Artists from Yakutia Sakha Republic, Northern Norway, Sami, and Iceland have taken victory in the Pan-Arctic Vision 2025. I never heard of this before, but apparently all the countries are kind of like towards the Arctic Circle have a mini Pan-Arctic Vision. I think this is the 3rd year. There's no winner. They give out 3 prizes and the prizes have to be to different people. So really, some of these songs were really nice. Quite a few people on my Patreon were following this and enjoying it. So a new contest on my radar. Okay, finally, let's check out the Eurovision calendar courtesy of Eurovision World. We're getting our songs for Luxembourg on the 12th. So I promise I will have my Eesti Laul and Supernova videos done before that because I don't want to have a backlog. And then after that, we're going into Festival Kungus 4 nights and Monte Song before Christmas. Nothing new here, I don't think. That all looks like it was there before. Still nothing on this February 21st. Hopefully Bulgaria, Croatia's national final is usually held on a Sunday, I believe. So I think they might take 22nd there. Germany decides it's usually on a Friday as well. Maybe Ethnikos Telecos might take that 21st, hopefully. And we also have Pesmasa Eurovision. They said at the end of February, which suggests to me that they're going to be on this 28th, but no official date yet. Vidbir also tends to be a little bit earlier. So maybe they'll go on the 7th of February. It's usually one of the earlier national finals to decide. And then March is looking pretty bare now, but obviously that's going to fill up a little bit more. So yeah, lots of stuff coming up in the national final if you decide that that is what you're going to continue with. I think a lot of people need to wait for the dust to settle to see how they're feeling about Eurovision 2026. Okay, that's all of the Eurovision news for this week. What did you think? Leave me a comment in the comment section down below. Thank you to those who've been supporting me on PayPal and Buy Me a Coffee. If you want to support the channel, I'll leave a QR code here and a link in the description. And of course, thank you to my wonderful Patrons and YouTube members for always supporting me from all around the world. You are a rock in my life. Thank you so much. But of course, thank you so much just for being here. And I'll see you in another Eurovision news episode very soon. Goodbye.